Like talk about mom's house, because that's
Sure.
sort of where you are today, right?
Yeah. I've been in real estate for 22 years, but back in 2011, I stumbled across what I found to be the best real estate lead source I've ever found for single family homes. And that is the adult children. Let's say John and Philip are brothers, and we're going to move our mom into senior living. That exact moment is the moment we're most likely going to need to liquidate the house to pay for care. And so what I've done since 2011 is I've worked in, as much as I'm in the real estate world, I'm really in the senior living world as well, to build relationships with stakeholders that are having that conversation with the families at the exact right time. So if you and I are going to move mom into senior living, do we move mom near you in Cleveland? Do we move mom near me in St. Louis? Do we leave her in Chicago where she lives? What level of care does mom need? You know, there's 100 questions that we don't know is the answer, right? We're not prepared. And it's literally, John, it's literally called crisis management. And why it's called that is normally what happens in a stereotypical story is that dad passed away 8 years ago. Mom's been doing the best she can on a fixed income. And something happened where she fell again. Not fell once, they fell again. And this time she had to have a hip surgery. And she's in rehab and she's gonna be okay. But the doctor comes in and tells us, hey guys, mom can't move back home. And we look at each other, we're like, what? We just thought she fell down and that, right? Now, what do you mean she can't move back home? You know, our rock, the person that's taken care of us our whole lives, our mother, really one of the most important people ever in anyone's life is their mother, right? Now we're helping for that first time make decisions for mom or help her get to that, which by the way, the number one thing about mom's house is where is mom gonna get the best care? And inside of that, there's decisions that have to be made very quickly, usually about the house and the stuff. And so mom's house is a nationwide network of trusted investors. I want to emphasize that word trusted. And when people start off, and it's so true, you can make money in real estate without money. That's a true statement, right? But what my fear is that the people that their only way to dispose of a property is wholesaling, if that's their only way to sell it, that person's probably not right for the mom's house brand. And the reason why is all I need people to do, John, is to do what they say. And for some, it's a hard thing. Everybody who's listening probably goes to like real estate networking events. And when I say, if you've ever been to a networking, like a RIA group, have you ever seen anybody put up a picture of their check at the real estate networking groups? Have you ever seen that, John? Like on Facebook?
I've seen that online.
Okay,
yeah.
Right. So people are showing their checks, right? And they're proud of them.
I like direct deposit.
No, I know, but in this business, I'm getting to a generality that in real estate, they brag about their checks. I've been networking in senior living since 2011. I've not seen one picture or a size of someone's check yet. And what I'm speaking to there is the hugs and kisses and the warm, you spoke about collaboration. The senior living industry is super collaborative in trying to help those families once they trust you. And so what I'm trying to do is get a higher level of people that care about others and people with empathy, because you're helping that adult child, that family, those adult children with their mother in one of the hardest times of their lives. It's really, really a stressful time, but it's a giant growing part of the market. And what I do is not sexy, right? We're talking about seniors and end-of-life care, but it's recession-proof because in a good economy or a bad economy, people still get old. And they still need that care. And in the United States, a crazy stat is that 75% of all Americans over the age of 65 will live in some sort of assisted care before they pass away, which tells me they're gonna need to sell that house way, way, way before they pass away. So probate leads are good as far as real estate investors. These are the industry kind of called, what I do is like a pre-probate situation. And so the market is gigantic and there's plenty of pie. We talked about the abundance. Like I don't look at competition out there. I'm trying to help as many people as I can. There's plenty of pie for all of us.
What I would like you to elaborate on, because I understand it, but like I don't know that everybody understands, So, probate leads and wholesaling in renting and rehab. I mean, there's a lot of different terminology, and if someone's just tuning in, I suppose what you're saying is like what you're doing is you're helping family. That families, when a senior parent, one or both have to move out of the house, and it falls back to the family to make a decision how to move the house. You know, I'm going to assume from what I've seen over the course of my decade doing similar things that these houses aren't always market ready. It's usually a lot of stuff. They're dated and they need work. So need someone in order to get cash now, you're sort of making a deal with an investor whose intention is to go in, invest time, money, and energy into making that house better, and either A, hold it for a portfolio and rent it out, or B, sell it for a gain and move on. However, not all investors are built the same, right? So you've got a turn and burn mentality where it might just be about making cash, but you also have other investors that are like yourself who are solving a problem and have built a brand around that, correct?
That's perfect, John. That's exactly right what you said.
And so, like, I think in order for anyone listening to fully understand it, like, I mean, you are solving a big problem, but and it's got benefits. You know, talk a little bit about the benefits for the families you help. The real estate is sort of, I think people get that and talk about it at the end. But I mean, now you have an opportunity that's landed in your lap, but only because you're solving a bigger, more important problem for somebody.
No doubt. The benefits to the family are great. So when you're in crisis care for mom, and you've got your brother living on the West Coast and your other brother on the East Coast, and you're in the Midwest or wherever you are, I mean, the story, you know, it makes sense. Most children on average live about 400 miles away from their parents. So it's hard for me to do a rehab on the other side of St. Louis, let alone 400 miles away. And so I compare myself a lot to realtors. The senior living industry has been using realtors because, like most things, they think that's the way you're supposed to sell a house. So the realtor walks in, they make my life really easy. The realtor walks in and says, clean this place out. Well, as you said before, I'm not buying houses from 28-year-olds that lived there for 2 years. I'm buying houses from 82-year-olds that have lived there for 50 years. And that house, that was their forever house. I take great pride in buying someone's forever house, right? That's the house where the basement has VHS tapes. It has workout equipment that's still in perfect condition. It has the stuff from the one brother's divorce that, you know, like, it's like everything just keeps piling up. You know, life keeps happening. You know, you've heard the term hoarders, right? I don't like that word hoarders. If I like the person, I call them an aggressive collector. They're an aggressive collector. And so it's life, you know, and we talk about, I'm not in the transaction business as much as I am in the people business. So I build relationships in the senior living world. And so I solve the problems of the senior living industry, which in turn solves the problems of the adult children helping mom move in.